Boys and girls of every age, would you like to see something strange? Gather round and you will see my favorite pops from Funkoween. Today we're talking about Funkoween 2022. Welcome to Teacup for One. My name is Halloween Matt and I have 2 degrees. What's that you say? Halloween Matt, what brings you to the channel during this sunny, warm, dare I say, summery time of year? It's not just the middle of the calendar year. We are also halfway to Halloween. Technically slightly more than halfway to Halloween, which can only mean one thing. Funkoween! We're talking about Funkoween. You know, Funkoween has to be one of my top 3 favorite corporate invented holidays. Like right up there with Disney Plus Day and like Valentine's Day. Funkoween is when Funko, kind of around this time, the spring of every year, start to announce their Halloween inspired or horror film inspired Funko Pops that we as Funko Pop collectors can look forward to as the fall time season approaches. Funkoween is when we get exciting announcements about Pops such as Billy Butcherson from Hocus Pocus, Danny with Binks from Hocus Pocus, the entire Nightmare Before Christmas train set. Today, we are going to look at my top 10 favorite announcements from Funkoween 2022. I was going to try to keep this just to Disney, but for a couple reasons, which we'll get into, Funkoween 2022 wasn't super exciting for Disney collectors. In some ways it was, but in other Haunted Mansion related ways, it wasn't. However, Funko did give us some beautiful surprises, some wonderful figures. So for today, I am going to be counting down my top 10 favorite, mostly Disney, Funko Pop announcements from Funkoween 2022. Okay, let's get going. Coming in at number 10, technically my favorite announcement. You might say, Matt, if it's your favorite announcement from Funkoween 2022, why isn't it topping the list? I'll tell you why. Because it's the exact same announcement we got from Funkoween 2021. I am, of course, referring to the entire Disney Villains collection. The Disney Villains collection has to be some of the most intricate, beautiful Disney Pops to release in recent memory. They were announced, I kid you not, 1 year ago. Funkoween 2021. We have been patiently awaiting their debut, and it took so long for Funko to actually produce these Pops that they became an announcement unto themselves for Funkoween 2022. They even framed it as though to say, the long-awaited Disney villain line is finally here. I do love every single Pop in this collection, and if you want to hear my Pop by Pop breakdown and my review on every single character, I did that video at this time last year, so absolutely go check that out. One thing that I found extra exciting, not necessarily Funkoween related, but Disney villain related, is that just before Funkoween, Funko started to announce other Pops that are part of this incredible Disney villains line. The one that thrilled me the most is Scar with meat. Look at that beautiful cat just eating the carcass of a zebra. What more can you want? I love seeing one of my favorite Disney cats immortalized as a Funko Pop in a Funko Pop that does the character justice. I don't think we've seen a beautiful Scar Funko Pop of this caliber ever. We have like the early Scar Funko Pop, which is probably worth like $20,000 or at least like a couple $100 from early Funko. We have the live action Scar, which has red eyes, a little too terrifying. This to me, this embodies that beautiful, evil, Shakespearean villain cat that I love, that is so near and dear to my heart. He is a specialty series Funko Pop, which means he's only available with specific retailers, one of which is Pop in a Box. And actually, the majority of the Disney Villains Funko Pop collection is available from Pop in a Box, so I highly recommend, if you're trying to get those Pops for yourself, check them out. I do have an affiliate link, which I will leave for you in the video description down below. I also have a promo code, MATTRZY, or if you're in the States, MATTRZY. If you use that, you'll save 5% off pre-orders, 10% off in-stock Pops, and 15% off subscription boxes. And that's not just for Funkoween, that's for anything on the Pop in a Box site. That's my gift from me to you. Happy Funkoween. Moving on. Number 9. The entire Disney Halloween collection. Now, I had heard rumors, I had heard gossip, hearsay, if you will, that there were going to be Halloween-inspired Disney Pops releasing. Now, in my mind, I automatically thought that meant Haunted Mansion. So maybe because of the disappointment, I'm a little bit more spiteful towards these Pops. But this is what we got for Disney's Halloween Pops for this year. They're not terrible. I would go as far as to say that some of them are even cute. But my overall feedback to them is the same thing I heard multiple times when I was earning degree number 2, aka acting school, and it is, you can do better. Now I'm going to state the obvious. Minnie Mouse is exempt from my criticisms because Minnie is a fashion icon, and that bleeds through here because look at that. That is an adorable Minnie Mouse Pop that I would be proud to add to my Minnie Mouse Funko Pop collection. There aren't that many Minnie Mouse Funko Pops. It's a conversation for another day. Goofy, also adorable. The real culprits here, the Halloween culprits, are Halloween Donald and Halloween Mickey. Donald, normally I like candy corn, but your outfit, it's just so candy corny. And Mickey, the real culprit here. The face of Disney. You look like you are naked wearing a pumpkin. I look at this outfit, and you know what I see? I see a mouse who went to a Halloween party, had a little too much fun, lost his costume, and had to walk home naked, wearing the only thing he could find, a jack-o'-lantern. And apparently there's a special edition one from Amazon that glows. Am I being too harsh? Probably. But you know what else is harsh? Not completing the Haunted Mansion Funko Pop set. I said what I said. Moving on. Number 8. Nosferatu. This is something that I was not expecting to see during Funkoween. I'm so thrilled that these Pops exist. Now, the reason that they're not higher up on my list is because, truth be told, I don't love the sculpts. They make me a little uncomfortable. The character has always freaked me out, but I am just in love with the fact that these Pops are being made at all. Because these Pops are commemorating the 100th anniversary of Nosferatu, which has to be one of the most significant and influential, not even just horror films, but one of the most influential films of all time. I actually have an entire video about the history of Nosferatu, which I invite you to watch. Now, there is a little bit of confusion as to which one of these Pops is the common and which one is the chase. Because in the Funkoween announcement from Funko, it said that the black and white Pop was the common. But then some other retailers had a similar graphic which was saying that the black and white Pop was the chase. So I'm still not clear on which is which. Truth be told, I don't know if I'm going to be rushing out to get either of these because they scare me a little too much. But again, as someone who loves film history, as someone who has a healthy appreciation for the original Nosferatu movie, I am so excited and mildly terrified that these Pops exist, or will exist. Number 7, the Nightmare Before Christmas Blacklight collections. If you've seen some of my past videos, you know I'm not the biggest Nightmare Before Christmas fan, but I do love the Blacklight treatment. I have 3 out of the 5 Alice in Wonderland Blacklight Funko Pops, and I just think there's something so thrilling and beautiful about those vibrant neon colors being applied to some of our favorite characters. And it's not just the beautiful colors. The Blacklight Pops tend to have this beautiful detailing that's reminiscent of like a brush stroke or a pencil sketch that makes the finer details of the pop pop. And of course they look beautiful under a black light. Now, Nightmare Before Christmas wasn't the only collection to get the blacklight treatment during Funkoween 2022. We also saw announcements for some standalone blacklight characters like Frankenstein's monster holding the flower, as well as Elvira. I believe there were some Bride of Chucky blacklight figures, in addition to some of those beautiful Disney villain sculpts also getting blacklit. Now tell me if you agree. Part of me thinks that the black light treatment is getting overdone very fast. When the Blacklight pops were starting to roll out, first with Marvel characters and then eventually with Alice in Wonderland characters, they were exclusive figures, they were hard to get. There was this exclusivity to them that made them that much more exciting. But now, they're starting to become common figures, and we're getting them for a variety of franchises. So, the collector mentality of me thinks, oh no, this thing that was once so very special is now slightly less special. But the fan in me thinks, well, isn't that like bleeping exciting that finally every fandom, or eventually probably every fandom, is going to be able to get their favorite characters in this cool, wacky, innovative aesthetic. I don't know. None of the Blacklight pops that were announced for Funkoween excite me specifically, but I know there are people out there who weren't expecting to get Nightmare Before Christmas, for example, as Blacklight pops, and they're probably just as thrilled about that as I was about Alice in Wonderland last year. And I think Nightmare Before Christmas specifically suits the Blacklight treatment perfectly. My personal favorite in the set is probably the Mayor. Out of all the Nightmare Before Christmas characters, he's always been my personal favorite as a Funko Pop. I just think there's a lot of beauty in his design that like lends itself well to the Funko Pop aesthetic, and the colors that they picked for him, frighteningly good. Number 6. The Nightmare Before Christmas VHS cover set. The VHS cover sets are a relatively new development in the world of Funko collecting. They only started to roll out and be announced a few months ago, and thus far, this is only the second one in the VHS line that I've liked. My personal favorite, which I already have pre-ordered, is The Lion King. I think that is a stunning example of everything that the VHS collection can and should be, because you have the gorgeous cover art of The Lion King, you have Mufasa or Simba, jury's still out, on Pride Rock, and it's just this beautiful display piece. Some of the other VHS cover sets that have come out, I don't think the pop necessarily does justice or complements the cover art all that well, and the way that these are structured, from my understanding, you can't take the pop out. This is a fixed display piece, so I think it's very important that the pop complement the cover art. This is a pop that complements the cover art. The cover art for Nightmare Before Christmas just has this beautiful simplicity to it. Just Jack on Spiral Hill, I think that's what it's called. Again, I'm not the biggest Nightmare Before Christmas fan, but when you look at that pop, he is just bringing Jack from the cover art to life, and it is just chef's kiss. Moving on. Number 5. This is a 2-for-1. The Hocus Pocus announcements. Now, we got 2 Hocus Pocus drops this year, and it's kind of becoming an ongoing thing with Funkoween, where Spirit Halloween will get the exclusive Hocus Pocus figure. 2 years ago, it was Billy Butcherson. Last year, it was Danny with Binks. This year, it's the Sanderson sisters performing I Put a Spell on You. I'm of two minds here, because that is one of my favorite parts of the film. It's everyone's favorite part of the film. If it's not your favorite part of the film, you're lying to yourself. I don't know that this set does justice to that iconic scene. First of all, it looks like they're recycling the Winifred sculpt from one of the earlier Winifred Funko Pops, the one where she's casting the spell and then she has the green magic coming out of her hands. I also, it's a personal preference thing, don't love Funko Pop sets where they're bolted down to a base. It makes them a little bit more of a display piece, a little bit harder to photograph. That's very much a matte thing. And another thing that is very much a matte thing when it comes to Funko Pops is that I want to see that beautiful kinetic energy. I want to be able to look at a pop set and feel like it is capturing an active moment in time. Put a Spell on You, so much energy, which I don't think is translating into this set. Sarah and Mary look a little static at their microphones, but it's a Hocus Pocus set. So even if I don't love the sculpt itself, I just love that it's Hocus Pocus. I love these characters. I love this moment. I do like this set. What's halfway between love and like? I should know, that's where I find myself in most of my relationships. But the Hocus Pocus drops do not end with this set. Now yes, this is a Spirit Halloween exclusive, but Funko is also doing a wide release of a brand new Hocus Pocus card game. I'm not too clear, I'm going to read for you right here. I'm not too clear on what this card game is, but it sounds like fun. It's called the Hocus Pocus Tricks and Wits game. It's the kids versus the witches as you play tricks to get to the ghastly spellbook before the black flame candle burns out. So, from the sounds of it, you pick whether you're playing as the kids or the witches. I'm guessing the cards have tricks on them. Maybe there are treats. Maybe there's spellcasting involved. I don't know, but I would be willing to play it and find out. Because, again, as a huge Hocus Pocus fan, anything that's helping me celebrate my love of that movie, take my money, take my love. Moving on. Number 4. The Disney Villains Train. Most of you were probably anticipating that this would be my number 1. It was a contender, but it's not there, and I'm going to explain why. Now, yes, as I discussed when I unboxed the Nightmare Before Christmas train set, I am in love with this brand new trend of Funko doing train collections. Because you pay for the price of a standard pop, and then you get a cool character and a cool vehicle that they're riding in. You can connect all of them together, you can have a train. It's an ultimate display piece. I'm here for it. I am also thrilled that we got brand new Disney villain pops announced, in addition to the entire line that we've been waiting a year for. So this was a nice surprise. I do have mixed feelings about the collection itself. My big issue is that the entire thing appears to be a Funko Shop exclusive. If it's a Funko Shop exclusive, that means that I can't get it easily. Getting a single Funko Pop exclusive figure for me is not easy as a Canadian. It's a whole process where I have to send it to a mailbox forwarding service and it has to come here. There's conversion fees, there's transport fees. I have to desperately want and need a pop in order to justify that. I don't desperately want or need any of these pops. I like them, I appreciate the design, and I am kind of disappointed that they are so hard to get. I think it's standard practice for Funko to make one piece in a train collection of Funko Shop exclusive, so that if you want to complete the set, then you go through those trials and tribulations, but they are really putting us through the ringer. Now, in terms of these 5 figures, I do like some of them more than others. My favorites are probably the Evil Queen in her Poison Apple car and Captain Hook in his pirate ship car. When I look at those two, it makes me feel like I'm watching an absolutely delightful nighttime Disneyland Walt Disney World Halloween parade. I think those cars perfectly reflect the characters. It's beautiful. Ursula, I think she's in a solid vehicle. It's not as visually exciting to me as the Poison Apple or as the ship, but like it gets the job done. Cruella de Vil. This is just like the table scraps or the leftovers of that Hot Topic exclusive Cruella in car that we got a few years ago. It's like they took that figure, they took that car and just like squished it down and gave me this. Cruella's a fantastic character. I think they could have done a vehicle to do her justice a little bit more. And of course the main attraction, Maleficent, riding up front in the engine. And I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. Now, I know why they made this choice. Maleficent is the face of Disney villainy. Of course, she is going to be the one that is driving the train or driving the bus, but in this case it's a train. But that train? Really? This to me is not a vehicle that reflects Maleficent's personality. I think part of that might be because right now we're only getting a side view. I suspect that if you were to look at this figure face on, the train almost 100% looks like a dragon. Like that pointy part at the front that I think gets cows out of the way on the railroad track. I don't know how trains work. The pointy thing, I think that's like the dragon's snout, and then the steam has the fire coming out as though it's breathing fire. I do suspect that if you look at this train from front on, you're seeing a dragon. If that's the case, I would probably like it a lot more. But from what I'm seeing right now, it looks like she's driving a child's parade float, and it kind of diminishes that terrifying Maleficent edge, because now I just think, oh, she's on her way to a kid's birthday party. She's not going to curse the kid. She's going to, like, give it a train ride. Oh, who am I kidding? I'm trying to talk myself down on this collection because there's no way I'm going to get it. Okay, moving on. Number 3. Funko Soda Ursula. Is there anything particularly special about it? No. But I like the simplicity. I love soda figures. I'm very selective about the soda figures that I'll add to my collection. This is the type of soda that excites me. I can't explain what it is. I think it's a combination of me loving Ursula as a character. The soda figure is expertly designed. Not all characters, in my humble opinion, lend themselves well to the Funko soda aesthetic. I never would have suspected Ursula would be a character that would work as a soda, but I love it. I think there's just so much visual dynamic in the design of Ursula that she's going to work in any toy that you design her as. And the thing that's most important to me when it comes to sodas is assessing how good the chase variant is. Because the whole selling point with Funko sodas, of course, is that you get a 1 in 6 chance at getting a chase. And it's just like getting a blind box or a blind bag. You don't know what figure you're going to get until you open it. And chases, in my opinion, are a very delicate thing. I think a chase needs to be just different enough from the original character that it's exciting if you get it, but if you don't get it, you're still left with a cool figure. Ursula's chase variant is the same cool figure, but she's just wearing a crown, wielding a trident. That's a good chase figure. That is how Funko should continue to do chase figures. Just take the thing that's already cool on its own, make it slightly cooler, everyone's a winner. Number 2, Hades with Pain and Panic. This set is thrilling to me for so many reasons. The first of which being that this is the first time I'm going to be able to get Pain and Panic in Funko Pop form in some way for a reasonable price. Because Pain and Panic do exist as Funko Pops, but they were convention exclusives, and they are pretty pricey if you try to get them on the resale market. I think they go for like $150 to $200 for the set. It's up there. And Hercules is one of my favorite Disney movies. I have almost the entire Hercules Funko Pop collection, minus Pain and Panic. So the fact that I can now add Pain and Panic to my collection, that is astounding. Now, again, I'm not a fan of Funko Pop sets that are more like dioramas, but I do think that this one works. And what I find extra exciting about it is that it is not just a standalone figure. It is part of the Villains Assemble line. This is something that Funko has done a lot for other franchises. I think the most notable was probably the Avengers Assemble line. I think that was an Amazon exclusive where each piece was a different Avenger, but then you could put them all together and recreate that epic shot from Joss Whedon's Avengers film. You know the shot, like the camera's going around them, they're all in their fighting stances. It is a beautiful set. But as a casual Marvel fan, I couldn't really justify putting out the money to get that collection, as cool as it was. But as the Disney fan that I am, I am thrilled to see that we are getting something similar, like an entire series of Disney villains or Disney characters that can be standalone figures but can also connect in a set. Now, this is the only one that they've officially announced, but they did tease which other figures are on the horizon in the way of silhouettes. And I think we can all figure out who we can expect to see in the future. So, to the right of Hades, I think this is pretty clearly Scar and the 3 hyenas, Shenzi, Bonsai, and Ed. To his left, no doubt, that's Maleficent. We recognize the horns. Next to Maleficent, we are getting Yzma on her throne, being the absolute queen that she is with Kronk. I love that. Next to them, we get Dr. Facilier, and what I'm almost positive is his shadow. We have not seen Facilier's shadow in Funko Pop form ever. I don't even know how they're going to do it. It looks to me like it might just be an imprint on a solid background behind him, and I would be in favor of that, but just give me all the Princess and the Frog Funko Pops. Facilier has to be one of the most underrated Disney villains. I can't wait to get another Facilier figure. And of course, at the very end, all the way to the left, it's another Ursula. Now, truth be told, I'm not really excited about this Ursula, and again, I'm just judging it based on a silhouette, but there is some stiff competition for coolest Ursula Funko Pop. We have a 10-inch figure, we have a Diamond Edition figure where she's wearing her eels like a beautiful feather boa or stole. We have this epic Ursula at Cauldron figure that's coming out as part of the Disney Villains line, and it's a common figure, easy to get. I already have it pre-ordered. I can't wait. So I'm not sure how this one will be able to compare, but she's going to complete this epic lineup, literal lineup of Disney villains. Now, Hades with Pain and Panic appears to be a Hot Topic exclusive. I'm going to be very curious to see if this entire set is exclusive to Hot Topic, or if each piece is going to be an exclusive to a different retailer. Time will tell, and I can't wait. And moving on to number 1. Not Disney, surprisingly, but one of the biggest surprises for me in all of Funkoween. And I would even say that releasing these figures as part of Funkoween is a little bit of a stretch, but I don't care. Because this is the set that I didn't know I wanted. E.T. How can you not love E.T.? There is so much Funko Pop potential for E.T., which I think Funko is absolutely embracing. He's kind of a blank slate, like a Stitch or a Deadpool. He's one of those characters that is just so endearing that I think there's absolutely a market to see him in as many hilarious, adorable outfits as possible, and Funko is delivering. I mean, look at them. We get standard E.T. with the flower pot, adorable. E.T. when he's playing dress up, this is probably my personal favorite, and E.T. holding a phone because, I mean, E.T. phone home. Classic. It pulls out the heartstrings. Now, we do also have some Funko Pops of Drew Barrymore's character, as well as, I think this is the older brother, or maybe it's the main kid. It's been so long since I've seen E.T., I don't know. But let's be honest, the real star of this entire collection is E.T. and Elliot riding the bike with E.T. in the basket. And we're getting that pop of them on the bike, but we're also getting this beautiful piece where they're riding across the moon. Now, truth be told, I don't know if I'm actually going to get them riding across the moon, because, again, it goes back to my whole thing about how I personally don't like Funko Pops that are more like dioramas, but this is just so beautiful. Granted, in the movie, it is a silhouette. I don't know, but E.T. and Elliot on the bike, I just can't explain the emotional response I had when that was announced. And my collection is almost exclusively Disney. It takes an extra special movie, TV show, or character for me to prioritize getting them as a Funko Pop. But E.T. and Elliot riding the bike, I need it. It's amazing. Again, I don't see how it's Halloween themed, but I don't even care because it's adorable and beautiful. Anyway, friends, with that, this concludes yet another episode of Teacup 41 and my Funkoween 2022 review. Now let me know in the comment section down below, which Funkoween announcement from this week was your favorite? Did it make my top 10 list, or was it something completely different? And don't forget, most of these pops are available for pre-order on Pop in a Box. I do have an affiliate link for you in the video description down below, as well as that promo code, which will save you a little bit on your order. And if you want to be the first to know when I release more videos about Funko Pops, Disney, Shakespeare, sometimes movies, sometimes cats, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. And if you haven't subscribed already, it is so easy. All you have to do is click on my face. Thank you for joining me today, everyone. My name is Halloween Matt, and I have 2 degrees, and this has been the Teacup for 1. Go away.